बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। मेरी उन तमाम दोस्तों से गुजारिश है कि जिन्होंने अभी तक हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है वो चैनल को ज़रूर सब्सक्राइब करें ताकि आने वाली तमाम वीडियोस आप तक पहुंच सके। थैंक यू।
बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। एडिटोरियल का पैसेज नंबर है 5। रेडी। It is a yet another episode of From Par to Prison, a tragicomedy long played on Pakistan's political stage, full stop. The plot is predictable, yet another former prime minister bites the dust, full stop. The sentencing and disqualification of Imran Khan was foretold, as it had been in the case of other former prime ministers, full stop. He, too, has been charged with corruption like his predecessors, full stop. It is irrelevant whether one is guilty or not. The monster has to be culled, full stop. It all seems to be going according to script, full stop. The plan is to keep Khan out of the electoral race, full stop. The recent court verdict may have served the objective, but the project of dismantling the PTI is not over yet, full stop. Khan's imprisonment does not seem to have affected his popular support base, full stop. The game is far from over, full stop. In fact, it has just begun, full stop. It is now going to be a long drawn political and legal battle between the two antagonists, full stop. New paragraph. All this has made it increasingly uncertain whether elections will be held within the stipulated time frame, even as the National Assembly is dissolved and a caretaker administration takes charge, full stop. The last minute decision to hold elections on the basis of the latest population count has already delayed polling beyond the 90 days as mandated by the Constitution, full stop. There is a fear that the delay could exceed the few months needed by the Election Commission to complete the delimitation exercise, full stop. A prolonged and empowered caretaker administration backed by the security establishment seems to be very much on the cards, putting a democratic transition on hold, full stop. New para. A series of legislation pushed through Parliament in unprecedented haste just a few days before the dissolution of the National Assembly has reinforced suspicions, full stop. Most alarming is the passage of the amendments to the Official Secrets Act Bill, which provides sweeping powers to the security agencies, thus undermining civil rights, full stop. Although some of the provisions were slightly diluted after strong protest in the Senate, its overall lethality has not been blunted, full stop. Such unchecked powers for security agencies will further strengthen the extra democratic forces, full stop. It seems to be part of the plan to silence the opposition, full stop. What the ruling coalition fails to understand is that it could also be used against them, full stop. It will certainly come back to haunt the current ruling parties, full stop. The shadow of the security establishment has already grown longer, raising concerns about the country staying on the democratic path, full stop. New paragraph. we may be moving towards a permanent hybrid rule, with the civilians playing a second fiddle, full stop. There are already signs of the security establishments creeping domination, with the security leaderships increasing a role in several civilian fields, including running the economy, full stop. The ruling coalition has virtually abdicated civilian authority, full stop. What has been happening is a sad commentary on the country's retreating democratic process, however weak it may have been in the first place, full stop. The last 16 months is a testimony to the backward march, full stop. The PTI, which is now in the eye of the storm, is equally, if not more, to be blamed for wrecking the system with its destructive narrative, full stop. New para. Instead of taking the parliamentary path, the former prime minister took a confrontationist approach, seeking to bring down the entire edifice, full stop. His populist rhetoric and the public's disenchantment with the PDM government may have won him unprecedented support among the people, but his recklessness has done huge damage to the democratic process, full stop. He simultaneously took on his political rivals and erstwhile patrons in the security establishment, full stop. He is now paying the cost of his thoughtless populist politics, full stop. Though his popular base seems to have remained intact, the party is in disarray, with the departure of several leaders under pressure, full stop. However, there is no sign of Khan losing support, despite the restrictions on his statements being printed or telecast, full stop. In fact, his popularity graph seems to have climbed after his imprisonment, full stop. Despite state repression and efforts to dismantle the party, the PTI is still capable of giving a tough fight to the PMLN in the electoral battleground of Punjab, even in relatively free polls, full stop. Perhaps it is the fear of being swept away that has brought the PDM closer to the security establishment, and that has seen the emergence of a new hybrid arrangement with another civilian partner, full stop. There is a complete convergence between the two on eliminating the PTI challenge, full stop. In the process, it is a democratic space that seems to be shrinking, full stop. New paragraph. With the PDM government's departure around the corner, all eyes are on the composition of the caretaker administration, full stop. With the PTI, the main opposition party, out of the consultation process, it has been left to the coalition partners and a token leader of the opposition to nominate the interim prime minister, of course, with input from the security establishment, full stop. That would make the credentials of the interim government as a non-partisan body questionable, full stop. New para. With the likelihood of prolonged interim rule, there is very much a possibility of an empowered technocratic setup being installed to run the administration during perhaps the most challenging time in our recent history, full stop. Such an arrangement would mean virtual military rule, full stop. Can such non-representative technocratic come military rule stabilize the politically volatile situation, question mark? Of course not, full stop. Ruthless use of state power to suppress the opposition will only make things worse, full stop. It would then become extremely hard for anyone to control the situation, full stop. New paragraph. It is a dangerous scenario that confronts a country already in the midst of a dire economic crisis and rising terrorism, full stop. Sidelining a popular leader and making and breaking political parties won't stabilize the situation, full stop. Unfortunately, our political leadership has never learnt any lesson, not even from their own history, full stop. The politics of confrontation and revenge has already led to shrinking democratic space, full stop. Delaying elections is not the solution, full stop. It is the responsibility of both the government and opposition to bring down the temperature in order to create a conducive atmosphere for free and fair elections, full stop. Regrettably, it doesn't seem to be happening, full stop. The time for political reconciliation appears to be over, full stop. One can only hope sanity prevails, full stop.